really missed that feeling for long. And I see here my teapot. One of the best factories in the scene actually. Completely drunk after 7 types of Wonjing. To have not only a mask but also a QR code, but now you don't need even a mask. Oh, great. I already feel it by the smell. Very great design, I like it. Freedom everywhere in China. Going to China. Finally, almost 4 years passed. All these quarantine desks already not working. Pretty well organized. That's like a temporary thing. So finally I'm in Beijing. And now change my next flight to Shanghai, and after that some meeting in Shanghai with a friend. I'm going to Yixing. There's a beautiful exhibition about some unsigned coins, National Museum of China. Actually, I'm in a famous Degustations airport, which was opened just not so long time before it, and I still not visited because it's already 4 years almost. Very beautiful one of the biggest on the planet, and very scenic pictures of China. Still health declaration need to be filled. I filled it in the chat, pretty easy, just details about your flight, that's it. Plus I need to have just a test, negative PCR. Comparing to all the shit you get done before, it's way more easier. Wow, cool. This is not a plastic. Custom control. I'm waiting for the next flight to Shanghai. Pretty beautiful made. This screen, I like the screen. I like the glitch on this screen. Really look fun. Degustations Airport. Departure floor, incredibly beautiful and great architecture and roof. I really look like a sci-fi something. Going on boarding and I see the sign tea garden, Chayuan. So it's pretty interesting. I'm curious what's there. It's kind of real tea garden. So you can just arrive to Beijing and don't travel to all tea destinations, just visit main tea garden here, just straight in Degustations Airport. And all this installation is just under the National Demonstration Base for Patriotism Education. 5,000 years of Chinese civilization. Ideals, life and aesthetics of ancient Chinese scholar officials. So it's about the officials of China. Here's the garden. I think it's outdoor or indoor, but it's like outdoor and you can enter it and it's not a tea. Maybe it's something else, but it's kind of inner garden. Pretty beautiful, but still it's not a tea garden. Yeah, here's a beautiful scenery, screen of typical rural landscape. Looks like Fujian province or something, with the fog and all the beauty. Almost disappeared. Now, most of these villages they're especially preserved as a tourist attractions, and they're called Guzhen actually, like Lushi Guzhen in Yunnan, some other Guzhen in different places. There's a lot in China. I don't know, do I have time to visit this time, but yeah, definitely will. I think this is a tea garden because I don't see anything else. Pretty strange. There's so big sign like, yeah, Chayuan tea garden. It looks good, but it's not tea. I arrived Shanghai and now we go to meet my friend Vera from Netherlands actually. She worked here in Shanghai. Yeah, and the first thing I found, more than half of cars on the streets, it's electric cars. Right? You see these green kind of number plates, it means that it's electric. and there are more than half of them I see like on the streets. It's incredible. During 3 years, China almost switched to green. That's really inspiring. It's way more than the Netherlands, actually. Good morning from Yixing. Actually, not from Yixing, but from a village not so far from Yixing. My today's schedule is just to organize the things, buy SIM card after a few years. I need new one. Today we'll visit some of my pottery partners here and finally adapt. Great weather. Now it's around 20 degrees. Yesterday was very strong storm when we traveled from Shanghai to here. Yeah, now we want to buy some card here. Oh, dinner, just lunch actually, not dinner. Typical Yixing Jiangsu food. And this is a kind of tofu. Looks like noodles, but it's tofu. Cucumber, it's also some tofu. Rice, seaweed, and shrimps. I really missed that feeling for long. Beginning our working day one of the shops with my old friends, because we bought before some tea pads or chachong, how it's called in Chinese. Now they grow it from very small shop to a bigger one, and they also join a few studios together to rent this place. And we have a lot of teaware, so we will increase our assortment. Again, this lovely restaurant filled us with fuel for a day. We had a breakfast plus lunch. Yeah, now we're going to tea factory, because here in Yixing also produced very famous type of tea, Yixing Hongcha, Yixing red tea or black tea. And our visit factory was already started the processing. Earliest tea already available, but now today is a Qimen actually. And there is a shop of Thai tea, Dai franchise shop of famous pu'er tea factory. After tea factory we go to visit Anji. They are producing Anji Cha, very famous green tea, local one. It's called Bai Cha, white tea, but real now it's green. But yeah, let's go. So you see, it's so exclusive tea. So we only have last 200 grams of a tea which is harvested before the spring time, before Qimen. Because today is Qimen and we have a last fresh Yixing Hongqiao. Later we'll go more affordable one, but now we have only like very small amount. So we will take a little bit exclusive black tea with us. This is the factory, and what I was super pleased by, because I was here like a few years ago, and I seen here my teapot, which my son put here like 6 years ago, I think, because I was here for long. And here the green leaf withering for green tea. You see it's very small flash, 2 leaf, 1 bud. Sometimes 1 bud, 1 leaf for Mozambique, for example, is bigger 2-3 times than this one. But you look, it really looks wonderful. Great material. And we wither till evening. In the evening we will start processing green tea. Very small bunch actually. You see, it's only this amount. That's it. For a huge factory, this is why all the time when they process the tea here, they almost finish it to sell it next day. So as soon as tea finished, 2-3 days, and they don't have, like, I'm arrived now and I do not pre-order, and I only have like 200-300 grams of fresh tea. But later, when bigger amount will come, it will be more, a little bit affordable, because now it's tea from before the Qimen holiday, so it's a little bit more expensive. Yeah, still it's a great smell, actually, very good material. One of the best factories in the scene, actually. Now we're on a tea field, and here a lot of tea pickers now hardly working to harvest all these small buds. Pretty difficult job, and here's around 20 people work on this factory to pick the leaves, and this lady now working, which is interesting that they have baskets, like old-time baskets, small bamboo ones. In the south of China, a lot of producers already use big bags, just because Assamica leaf is way bigger, and also flesh is bigger, but here is still very small, so we can use traditional basket, and also it helps to not break the leaf. And also this plantation is grown traditional Lao Pinjun, how we called old cultivar, old variety. Local one is called Jingdezhen, if I remember right, because I was here a few years ago last time. We just need to talk about next harvest of more tea. It comes in the middle of April. So now we go to our next destination. Right now trying the green tea from Yixing. Very beautiful and very aromatic. That's typical for northern China, not only northern actually, especially the regions with a green tea. Black tea, we often offer tea just in a glass, just to try. We now go to Anji, and I think they will also do the same. So we will try kind of this green tea. Just 3 months ago, to visit a toilet, a unisex toilet in China, you need to have not only a mask but also a QR code, but now you don't need even a mask. Freedom everywhere in China. So let's go. We arrive at Anji. It's capital of Anji Baicha. It's actually called Baicha, which means white tea, but actually it's green tea. Famous Chinese green tea, one of the first ones. And here you see a beautiful tea hill. All the tea there and there. And here's a factory. I was here 5 years ago. Didn't tell yet what time I arrived. So let's have a look. Today we just started first day of processing Anji Baicha. It's called Huanjinya. And here we have Anji Baicha. Trying Anji Baicha Huanjinya. Typical factory of Anji Baicha production. Actually they do process here 2 types of tea. One is Anji Baicha, 2 leaf 1 buds. Flesh, really beautiful. And here is a Huanjinye, yellow golden leaf, very beautiful, yellow color. And here we have a first withering, pretty beautiful, clean up factory, new one, also withering. And after that they do roasting on special machine which create a shape like this. They're shaking. After that, final drying in the shelf, and the tea is ready. So pretty simple technology, but still need to have mastership. You need to know how long, which temperature, or you can control. There's around 280 degrees. And also the speed of shaking. The master all the time constantly looking on how the shape will color and smell and aroma of the leaf develop. Here you see the line. Actually, it's very active on the factory as usual. So all like a circle. First they bring the leaves, weight, needed amount, create small cans, and master after finishing refill with a new one. And when it's dried, they make a final step. Here is some very simple machine with some wind, which removes unneeded leaves, very small fractions, and some unrolled, something like that. Yes, which is unneeded. And we have finally Anji Baicha as it must be. So I was right. Actually, from this later they do kind of tea bags, unneeded material. We just arrived in very right time. As soon as tea pickers get back from the mountains, and they have eat early dinner actually. Some still just getting back. And after, yeah, we going to Hangzhou today to see some more tea outside of the city. We was very lucky today. We just arrived to Anji, very right time. As soon as the first day of tea harvesting started, and yeah, now we took some samples. Now look at how the tea processed. And now we go to Hangzhou because yeah, tomorrow we have some important meeting, and also we need to try some fresh Longjing tea. So we drink some fresh Longjing tea, dragon well, Minqian cha. Yeah, pretty good. But this year was not so much rain. Sometimes it's better than each year is different, but still pretty sweet, and absolutely no any kind of bitterness because the earliest freshest tea is very soft. Pretty good. The special thing I like about China is kind of stylish hotels. It's called Vienna. Actually, this Vienna hotel is a kind of chain, and there were a chain of hotels all across mainland China, and they have kind of European classical style. You see, gypsy barocco, wonderful. Yeah, and of course, this is the best. You can close, but not from inside, but from outside. So if you want to look at your, I don't know, girlfriend, welcome. I already actually see it for many years, but each time, for me now it's like fresh after 3 years not in mainland China. I like this funky vibe after all day tea drinking, because now I completely drunk after 7 types of Longjing, few type of Anji Bai Cha and Xin Hong Cha, all of that things. Good morning from Hangzhou city, actually one of the greenest cities of China. and we see especially the more and more cars with the green plates, electric cars, which is like China now #1 country in the world. And this, we go to meet some friends here, and after that going forward to the next destinations. Yeah, my kind of Chinese diary. Good morning from Hangzhou. On our way to Huangshan. The weather today is like that. So we after visiting France in Hangzhou, just going to Huangshan to look for some taiping hopefully, which is not started yet, but we try to some Huangshan muffin tea. And today we'll have lunch. This is a typical stop on way on high-speed road in China. Typical Ting Chefang. Here we take some lunch, I hope. So we in Huangshan, and we tried fresh Huangshan Maofan tea. This is a tea which called Minqiangcha, so which is made before the Qimen Jie, before Qimen holiday. And this is 4 types of different Huangshan Maofan. I need to try the first one, the first harvest, the best exclusive tea. A little bit later, around 2 weeks, come more commodity, or we can say more cheaper one. Now we try this one. We arrived a little bit late, and today was rain, so we don't go to the factory, we go to the factory shop already. Yeah, we have a beautiful advertisement with some politicians. We have here some tea testing. Again late. Hope I will sleep today, because yesterday I tried Longjing also same time. It was a bit difficult. As usual, I drink 8 types of green tea in a night, and of course I will not sleep again. So it's something. I have more types. Not easy. Good morning from Huangshan, and now we already moved to Qimen. Qimen is the capital of local red tea or black tea, how it's called. Qimen Hongcha. That was on that factory already 5 years almost, so I need to visit them, and maybe today we will be lucky to see some tea production, because sunny day, finally. My clothing fits the weather, not like yesterday because it was very cold. Yeah, so we are going around 2 hours driving, add some gasoline and go. Now a little bit hurry up because we don't even visit any place here, just tried a few teas, which is why I not slept well yesterday, but still it's better than not drink tea at all. China also became more and more popular some products with matcha. Why? Because they need to kind of finding new possibilities to sell more tea, and now also matcha in China produced pretty big amount, so they do some kind of milk chocolate. So we're lucky enough to catch one of the most interesting process. Actually, after the fermentation, the black tea here, which is called Qimen Honcha, Qimen black tea or red tea, they bake it kind of on this coal, charcoal. Actually, regularly it's bamboo coal. After the weathering, they do rolling and fermentation, and after that they had a fermented tea. So this is already fermented, a little bit wet black tea. Here is 1 baht 1 leaf, I think, or maybe even 1 baht only sometimes. It's very good material, the best material from this region. And they by hand, you see, they kind of at the same time a little bit raw, at the same time a little bit dry, and then a little bit bake in this charcoal. And after they put it here, you see this tea. It's almost ready, and then do final drying. Yeah, that's it. And the smell here is incredible. Also very interesting, maybe some of you seen this kind of baht fraction. Yeah, and this is sometimes when you see it in Lunzin tea and green tea, it looks like it's some kind of a baht, but it's just it comes from the baht. Yeah, very beautiful and very smell great. In China there is a tradition to boil some eggs in different herbs, sometimes it's in tea and so on. And here we have eggs boiled in local black or red tea, local Qimen Honcha. So it has very good tea smell. And also dog licking my leg all the time here. It's already my old friends, I visited them many times. And I have even a documentary about the whole tea processing, but I was here last time, it was a little bit later, so I not catched this step with kind of rolling and hand rolling and drying on the coal this precious black tea, so it's good. The material is very good here. Most of the material is just 1 baht 2 leaves, but very small leaves. And sometimes even 1 baht 1 leaf, like here. Yeah, and it's all very small. Sometimes a little bit bigger, but still the flesh is great. For top tea, actually, we will try now a few different bunches to compare and to see what bestly fits our preferences. They also collect the best smaller ones over there, a little bigger ones. We have the wife of the owner, she take attention on each bag. So we're now in Qimen city, Anhui province, and we're trying local black tea or red tea, local Honcha, Qimen Honcha, one of most famous actually black teas around China, and also it have very great history. In Western world it's often been known like Qimen Honcha. It's still because of Southern Fujian dialect and some other dialects which are wrongly named, not like real name. It's Qimen, not Qimen or Qimen. So it's Qimen Honcha, not Qimen, like it's often written. And it's a first harvest of first fresh. Oh, great. I already feel it by the smell. Now we have a 7th of April and I have only a few bunches of the top tea. The commodity, more affordable tea not yet come. It will come in 2 weeks around, maybe even earlier a little bit. Now in the factory, a lot of workers, they collect the leaves and make all the processing. The processing of this tea is quite simple. Comparing to the later harvest, they have a stage of hand rolling and hand drying on the pan. So actually they harvest the leaves weathering. After that they do rolling, fermenting. After fermenting, a little bit drying, and after that hand rolling, hand drying, and final drying. And we have a product. So this is how it's done. Trying 2 more types of local red tea. One is more precious, one of Qimen Huncha, only 1 bot. Almost look like Jingdezhen tea from Fujian. And the second one is an aged old curly red tea, how we can call it. Yeah, it's around 5 years aged. Pretty interesting. All are pretty good. We'll have add them to our assortment, I think, especially this one. So we leave in the factory. I'll let them continue the process. So now, yeah, they're weathering a big amount of tea. Need to be weathered, but we need to go to Jingdezhen because we need a bit hurry up this time. Choose the best tea. Talk about the next harvest. So it's great. Just by the way, we've seen the tea pickers here. This is organic tea garden, or at least maybe not organic, but they have a lot of organic types of fighting the bugs, and also a lot of grass. So it means that they rarely or not use glyphosate. And here are some tea pickers. We just talk to them. Here they harvest green tea, harvesting the fresh buds, and sometimes they get paid around from 100 to 250 yuan a day. So maybe they paid around 20, 25, $30 a day. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the season and how efficient you work. Because, for example, if you pick a bigger leaf, you can get paid less. If smaller, just a bud, of course more. Actually, here also some fighter against bugs, not only these stickers which attract their attention, but also this kind of electric thing, so which also attract the light in the night. They go here, and it also works under the sunlight. And this is a collector for the flies, and also some trees all around. Beautiful. Sometimes it happens. Here is the car. We arrived in Jingdezhen, and we just met our friends who are producing teaware here, and we invited us to have some dinner. Why not? Absolutely great restaurant, new built. When I was here last time, it was not ready yet, and they have a kind of very great design. I like it. It's a made like old style, old China place. It really looks wonderful, insane, and good design. I like these small rooms, very cozy. And here you can look at the kitchen. You can really look how they cook. And this wall made great. And also downstairs, our place where we sit also looks incredible. Really looks like small kiln. You see? So this is like a kiln. We're just inside the kiln, firing. Firing. Yes, yes. And well, if we do like that, it will be like really like under fire. Great.